Everyone. This is video one of our module 4, and in module 4, we will focus our energies. We will focus on learning about social and governance pillars of ESG. We've already discussed a lot of environment, which is no doubt the most important, considered as the most important pillar of ESG. But yes, social and governance are, they're not less important. It's just that because of climate change, because of global warming, the focus is mostly, remains on environment. But yes, they are equally important and gaining in, their prominence because social pillar deals mostly with people. Governance deals with your corporate governance, is the backbone of the whole of ESG, right? So, this is how I have planned to take you forward. We will start with understanding the social pillar first. What is the social pillar, right? What does it deal with? Why should we study? Why should we understand the social aspects of a company, the impacts of its activities on the society? Then we will move on to specific topics or specific factors in the social within the social pillar. And these topics, irrespective of any industry, they're very important for uh, all the companies, all the organizations, all the corporates, right? So we will start with human rights and modern slavery, then we will move on to labor practices, fair wages, then diversity, equity, and inclusion has been in news for last 1.5 years, or more than that because of various reasons. Health, safety, and well-being of employees, of your other third parties also. Then your community engagement and social impact, which also covers the CSR part, and the data privacy, digital rights, which this topic is uh, increasing its importance. The importance of data privacy is increasing because these days, now even in future, there will be a lot more reliability on social media, on data, on online. We are doing most of our transactions online, right? So this is why this has been increasing. Okay, so before moving further, before starting with anything, I will first, okay, just before doing the thought experiment, let me just take you through the social pillar of the ESG. What is, the social pillar? We will discuss about that. So, social pillar, means how a company's activities, first, the company's activities, a particular company's business model, activities, strategy, industry, overall, it impact the society and your societal actors or societal stakeholders. Now, what are they? First, internal, just look internally, your employees, right? Your employees, your workers. Then, if you look externally, the community. So you have a factory, a manufacturing unit, you have an office in a village or in an area, and there are local communities residing there, right? So they are also impacted in some way, maybe mostly negative ways because of your activities, but you can make the difference. You can create the difference and start impacting them positively by creating jobs and by creating infrastructure, local infrastructure. So there are always multiple ways to look at it, multiple ways to make a positive impact and be a strong social player, and it has its own advantages that we are going to discuss later on in this module, right? And also, so you see, employees, your local communities, then come your customers. Very important, right? They are buying your product. This is how they are helping you in maintaining your financial sustainability, overall sustainability, right? Your other stakeholders trust, your investors trust. So customers, they are buying your products. Then your suppliers and vendors on the upstream side, they are providing you raw material, they are providing you services, they are providing you capital goods. They're equally important. Then other actors like your NGOs, regulators, government. So it deals, the social pillar deals with all these topics, and then they are all people, right? So we are dealing with people here, we are dealing with human capital. That's why it is really very important. Now, if so, suppose your employees, they go on strike, they protest, they start protesting because of some reason, they're disgruntled, because of policies, because of any other issue, all your operations, everything will be halted, right? Just imagine the situation, how it will pan out. So yes, this is why social pillar is very important, because it deals with the an organization's relationship with the society. And the key social topics which we are going to study in this module are the labor standards. We will study about labor standards. We will study about diversity, equity, and inclusion, health and safety. We will also study about human rights, then your community relationships, customer responsibility, so about customers, then your data protection, privacy, supply chain issues, and other issues also as we move forward, as the discussion move forward, right? So now I said that it deals with the relationship with an organization, society. Why this relationship is important, or what kind of relationship we are talking about, what kind of relationship is expected, right? So you expect a positive relationship both ways, both words. So if we are talking about employees or workers and an organization, both ways mutually it should be benefiting to all. So workers should do some good work, they maintain their regularity, they do sincere work, and increase production if it is a manufacturing company. So I'm discussing into social terms, purely social terms. And from the company's perspective, it should be paying its workers, fair wages, all the facilities that are needed, minimum facilities, minimum wages, more than not just minimum wages, but yes, fair wages and other policies, other positive environment of work. So it leads to your trust, it leads to loyalty, and it leads to long-term association, both ways, workers and the organization. And again, it leads to your long-term resilience. This is how it pans out, right? So we have sort of understood what social pillar is, what kind of relationship we expect in the social pillar, what overall we expect within the social pillar, and what are we dealing with now. This module, there's a difference, because this module will be discussed in a different way than the environment one, right? We were mostly dealing with some technical concepts. We were dealing there with calculations, working in Excel, analysis. Here, the discussion will be more, qualitative, right? We will be discussing what is what, and the aspects, why we are discussing a particular issue, and all those kind of discussions, how it is impacting the company, how it is impacting the stakeholders, what are the metrics, and metrics also, the KPIs, the metrics also here are not calculation intensive, not very technical. You will all understand that as we move forward. But yes, this module will include thought experiments in itself, wherein you will, the videos, the length of the videos will be shorter, video lessons will be shorter, and you will be provided with multiple, or, thought experiments. Thought experiment means just exercises, so that after we discuss a particular topic, or two or three topics, uh, you will come across a thought experiment, an exercise which will ask you to work on what we have learned, right? So it starts with thought experiment one, and there's a way to submit your answers, submit your responses. We will discuss that as well. So thought experiment one is a generic exercise. I've given a situation, and there's a ask for you. So the situation is that, imagine that you are a ESG manager at a textile company. You can pick any other industry if you want. Just mention that in your worksheet, that since you're working in a particular industry. you take that industry instead of textile industry. That is all okay. So, but yes, as per the situation, you're working as an ESG manager at a textile company, your supplier in Bangladesh. So Bangladesh, most of you may know that it's a major textile manufacturing hub. There are a lot of manufacturing units. Mostly they are third-party units because of the labor cost is low, the labor wages are low. Most of these big brands they prefer to do the manufacturing in Bangladesh and India also. So some quality manufacturing is happening in India also. So yes, your supplier in Bangladesh is paying below minimum wage and has no grievance redressal for workers. And you can imagine if the workers are paid, below minimum wage, they're not able to sustain in a very good way. They have long working hours and no policies. So overall, the situation, working conditions are very, bad. Now, you come to know about this situation maybe through because workers might have started protesting, or you came across something because of some internal, grievance mechanism or some sort of mechanism. You've come to know about it. It is the your manufacturing is a third party, your supplier, or your say your vendor. But yes, what should you do? What would you do as part of your ESG strategy to address this, right? So just think about it. Google about it, right? Read some reports. What you can do is just pick one, maybe sustainability report of, say, you can pick Nike, you can pick Gap, any big global brand. Most of them have their, manufacturing uh, outsourced to third-party suppliers, and you'll find the situation, how they're dealing, and what is the standard procedure. And this will help you, in knowing what is being done to tackle this kind of a situation in the industry, within that industry as a standard. So yes, you can think about policy first, top-down approach. First, you have to make the policy, or if policy already exists, which in case of most of the company it does, you have to improvise the policy. You have to fill the gaps. If you come across any new situation which is negatively impacting your operations, your brand, then you have to address this, right? You have to include additional pointers. Then audit. Audit is very, has a lot of importance there. So the audit here means audit of your suppliers, right? You do their site audits. The companies, they arrange third-party auditors. Third party, there are assurance providers in every country, the consultants which do these kind of audits, which do the audits of the working conditions. So, I mean, we mainly focus on workers, mainly focus on the safety aspects, the cleanliness aspects, the machineries, if they're using the machinery which they have mentioned, if they're following the processes or not. So these kind of audits. So yes, audits. Then obviously stakeholder engagement. You talk with the supplier, right, and the training aspects. But yes, you can pick 2 3 points. I would suggest you to go through one sustainability report of any big brand and see how what are the standard practices. Now, the instruction to do this is that you have to create a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, a whole new workbook, and all the tabs, there will be more thought experiments. So TE1 is what you can name your tab, your first tab. And yes, just copy the situation, just copy the ask, and then maybe you can, prepare a table in Microsoft Excel wherein you can log in your responses. You can type in your responses, right? You can improvise the submission of this exercise by the responses. So the 2 3 bullet points where you have taken them from, right? Any source, if there is, or if you're going through any sustainability report, then you can mention the name of that report, right? And you can come up with more bullet points if you want, and you can also study more about these kind of situations. So this is your exercise. I'm not going on slide number 5 because this is the response, because I also did the same exercise, and this is my response, which you know I can also share once you start submitting your responses. So I'll go on slide number 6. This is the the bonus read, which there's some reports which I come across, some articles. The first article is about yeah, is about Apple. There was a situation. It was a very, it was in news on all the news channels. So Apple, most of they have their manufacturing now. The manufacturing has been shifted to India, most of it. But yes, they had traditionally their manufacturing in China. Foxconn was their you know you say it outsourced manufacturing or contract manufacturing. So the contract manufacturer was Foxconn, and worker conditions were bad, right? They were not paid enough wages. So this is a link. You can open the link and just start reading it. It was a big social issue. It led to criticism on social media. And when something, comes on social media, spreads like wildfire. You all know that. So it started with at that time Facebook, then Twitter, then other social media platforms, and company had to clarify over the situation. They had to improvise their policies. They had to do the audits, and they had to penalize as a result penalize Foxconn, and they had to pay the workers some bonuses, some thousand of dollars and other facilities, because they started protesting all over, and the production was impacted, production was halted. So this is how, if you don't control the situation, if in first place you don't have strong policies, you don't have strong governance, this is how it can spill out, right? It can spread, and it can damage your brand. It can uh, halt your operations, impact your profitability, and may have long-term impacts. Regulators can also um, initiate some inquiries against you. So this, because this deals with people, it can have big impacts. Violence also happened in this case. And the second study which you can do is about the Nike. And if you want, you can read more about it. You will gain more knowledge, you will gain more understanding, and it will help you in, strategy kind of role. So if you're working with a consulting firm, if you aspire to work with a consultancy firm, a strategy firm, always there's an element of strategy in all the reporting roles as well. So it will, help you in that aspect as well, right? So in this video, I just wanted to discuss, wanted to start the module and wanted to introduce you to social and governance pillar. So first is social. We discuss social in this video. After covering all the social topics, we will move on to the governance, and then we will see the reporting aspects also. I'll discuss the process of reporting, the how it happens, what kind of stakeholder engagement do we need, because there are no or very minimal calculations and working on spreadsheets involved. But yes, you should know the process of how it is done. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you in next video.